it's me. Today's Tuesday, the something. I think it's the 5th. What's it say on there? It says it is the 5th. So it's Tuesday the 5th of January, and tomorrow I have an appointment to see the plastic surgeon, Dr Blanchard, and I have an appointment. Oh, I have, we're going to try to get to the support group afterwards. The appointment's at 5 and the support group starts at 7 something. So yeah, there's a support group for that's run by, I think it's run by Tammy. She had surgery 4 years ago, last year, so it's going to be her 5th year anniversary this year. Anyway, it's for, I think it's just for women who've had breast cancer or going through it right now. Yes, so I had a phone call this morning. Yes, very interesting phone call. It was the surgical centre telling me how much money we have to pay for my surgery, and assuming this is just a lumpectomy, that's just for the surgery. It's like $1,100 for our part. And it made me start thinking, what? This is with insurance. What about people who don't have insurance? What about people who can't afford this, whatever it's called? And it brings me back to my cousin who has gone through a lot of surgery, Jose, and he spent a long time in hospital, and the NHS took care of him and sent him home with equipment, and it didn't cost anything. And my other cousin, she has gone through treatments, and it didn't cost them anything either. I don't think that she probably wants me to share what. It wasn't anything. It was the big C as well. But that apparently isn't a genetic thing. But anyway, I don't want to go into that. But anyway, she had all this treatment and it cost them nothing. And she's just had her 4th year checkup yesterday. And they check every 6 months. And then next year she will be at the 5-year mark. Yay, Sonia. Anyway, so I had this call and I thought, whoa, I'm so glad we pay for health insurance and we have to pay $1,100. And that's for the lumpectomy. How much would it be if I change this and have the mastectomy, bilateral mastectomy? I mean, I'm still so, I'm on the fence still, because, and I think my voice is getting higher pitched by the second, I'm still on the fence because, and I hate being pessimistic, but it's so in my nature. Once they've, something else that I wrote in my blog last week, which I have a link to below, is the fact that I went to see my doctor on New Year's Eve, Dr Blanchard, and she told me that I was going to get radiation following the lumpectomy, which is why I booked a lumpectomy. Oh, I haven't done a video since I booked it, have I? I booked the lumpectomy for the 19th, but then after she told me this, I went home and I thought, okay, this is kind of a game changer. That's why I wanted to talk to some women tomorrow, and I've talked to a couple of other friends who've gone through this. But she told me that I was going to get radiation on the entire breast, and then for the first 20 some odd sessions, because you have to have 33 or something, and then, and this all happens after you've healed, and this all happens after you have chemotherapy, if you have to have chemotherapy. And then the last 5, I think, is just focused on the area that had, or currently has, but will be had the cancer. I'm knocking on wood. Anyway, yeah, so, but the thing about that is that I also mentioned to her the breast reduction thing, and she said the healing will be slower for any surgery afterwards on the breast. And she gave me percentages and stuff, if it should recur on that breast, I will then have no option but to have a mastectomy because they can't do radiation twice on the same place. I mentioned that I had radiation on my shoulder many years ago when because I kept on getting hypertrophic scarring, and the third time I had surgery to remove the previous scarring, they did radiation on it. She said after you've had radiation they can't radiate again, so that would mean a mastectomy, but then you can't have tissue expansion because the tissue is no longer elastic, so then you can't get reconstruction unless they take a bunch of tissue from somewhere else on your body. And that made me think, oh my God, so this is kind of a game changer, because I thought all I was going to get was radiation on the top part. I'm going to show, I still have the skin peeling over here that I had from the second biopsy when they put the steri strip across. So I mentioned to her that I have sensitive skin, and so they've put that down on my records and stuff. So here's the procedure for the lumpectomy. I go in on the 19th and I take off the top half of my clothing for the initial part. Then I get wheeled to a different part of the building, or a different building next door or something, because all these buildings are attached apparently. I think the second one I have to be driven to, I'm not sure. Anyway, the first one they do with a mammogram machine, they put a wire in to pinpoint where the cancer cells or tumor, where that is. And then they take me somewhere else. I'll be in 2 gowns, one with the thing at the back, open at the back, one with the thing open at the front, and if it's cold, I can wear my jacket. Today it was negative 10 Celsius this morning, which is 15 or something Fahrenheit. Anyway, but it's supposed to warm up. So then they drive me somewhere else, and then that's where they will put an injection of radioactive dye in that breast. And that will then supposedly lead up to the duct in my armpit. Then after that I will get taken back. I will get to say cheerio to the family, and then I will get taken and sedated and then go under general anesthetic. They will then put a second dye in that breast. And then after that they will use a Geiger counter to check if the cancer cells have spread into my node, the sentinel node, I think it is, sentinel node, yeah. They haven't seen it thus far in tests, but this is the test that will show if it's there. Apparently they will check it, and then they will also send, if they see it then in there, they'll check it straight away. If they see it in there, they'll take other nodes, axillary nodes or something, I don't know. So I'll have an incision on the breast, and she does it right above the cancer rather than doing it through the nipple. She doesn't like to tunnel because that can allow compromise. And if she has to go again, because in I think it was 1 in 5 women have to go back again because they don't get clear, oh, what's the word? This is so scary. I've forgotten the word. It's gone straight out of my head. Clear margins. If they don't get clear margins, because they take the cancer out and then they take the healthy tissue out. If they don't get clear margins from the pathology report, then they have to go in and take more tissue out. So she doesn't like to burrow, so she goes straight from the top. So since mine is high, I will have a big, huge cut across the top, unless I get a mastectomy, in which case, I don't know. Anyway, it's whatever. I'm going to talk to a couple of the women tomorrow and Dr. Felady. Then after that, if they don't see anything in the node, then they will only have taken out the sentinel node, otherwise they'll take out more. That will also determine whether or not I have to have chemotherapy. And then she showed me this, I've forgotten what that's called now. I had it all in my head. The thing that they put in that's there, during the chemotherapy, because she said that if they put chemotherapy into your veins, it burns the veins and they can't use them again. So I've forgotten what it's called, but it's this thing that they put in under your skin or something. And she said, hopefully this is the only time you'll get to see one of these. But anyway, they then feed it straight into your heart. It's put somewhere near your collarbone or somewhere like that, and then so that whenever you have chemotherapy, they just inject it straight into that, and it goes straight into your heart. But anyway, so then that should take, if this is the procedure I'm going to do, that should take an hour, and then I'll be woken up, and then they'll see me in the second recovery room, and then I guess we'll know if I've had more than one node taken out. And then after you recover, 4 to 6 weeks later, you start the treatment, whatever that may be. At the moment, she's saying radiation, so that would be 4 to 6 weeks later, and then that would be every day. You do every day, and that's like a major sunburn. But even though it takes like 5 minutes, it's every single day. They don't do weekends, but you do Monday through Friday in the morning. Usually the radiation is only 5 minutes, but it takes the setup time and whatever. And apparently it can be quite tiring. Yeah. So that was my appointment last week, and then when she said the thing about the whole breast, that made me think, holy crap, if it comes back, knock on wood, that it doesn't, then there's no breast. But, you know, putting it into perspective, once you've had it, apparently you're more susceptible to getting it, but I mean, it doesn't mean to say you're going to get it, but you've got a slightly higher risk. Now, getting mastectomy doesn't mean that you don't have the risk anymore. I will, at some point, I don't know when I start, but I will be put on tamoxifen, I think it's called, which is a hormone blocker, an estrogen hormone blocker. That cuts the risk of recurrence by 50%, and the risk was 5% for every 5 years, so that cuts it down to 2.5% for every 5 years. And so that's something that they put women on for a long time. So it's so freaking surreal. Even now it's surreal. I've had such a bad joy, because I'm grinding my teeth and I'm sleeping poorly. Not because I'm constantly thinking about like the bad aspects of it, but just because I'm thinking about it. The dreams I'm having are so realistic. It's like I'm in the doctor's office and being told stuff. Not necessarily bad stuff, just it's about this stupid freaking cancer. And it's just surreal. It feels like it's a dream or something that I'm wading through, I don't know, mud, and I'm trying to get out of it. And it just feels so freaking weird. And I'm having a hard time thinking about planning stuff. I mean, I can't even decide what surgery to get, because I'm thinking, you know, I won't be able to do... I mean, it's so stupid, but this all started because of the freaking pains I have in my shoulders and back, upper back, and wanting a reduction. And thank goodness I got my breast, checked out, because I wanted, to think about a reduction in the next year or two. I'm glad I did it now. Getting the mammogram. But, I mean, that was the whole point of it. And I know it seems so freaking petty right now, thinking, oh, reduction and not being able to get good results. I don't care about the results of a reduction. I mean, I always knew the reduction results wouldn't be great. That's why I chose to do my tummy instead of my breasts. Because breast reductions aesthetically aren't great. but the relief that they give to the back and shoulders is supposed to be substantial, and from what I've heard and read, women don't usually regret it just for that in and of itself. But then the thing that now bugs me is the fact that, you know, if this is so slow growing, this is in the motility of this is 5%, which is brilliant because it's so slow growing. And it takes something like 10 billion cells to create like a centimeter or something. And 5% meant that it's one cell grows every 20 or 30 days or something. So, you know, that's great. If there's anything great about this whole experience or the whole having cancer. But the thing is, that is what should be more important. But I'm trying to figure out which is the best way of proceeding with this, you know, without worrying about having to go through this again and having to have a second surgery on that side, which will result in me not having a breast at all. Which was something that had made me think about this. But I talked to a lady a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and she'd had a bilateral mastectomy because she had no choice. I have a choice right now. She had no choice on one side, and on the other side, she had a choice of a lumpectomy. But since she was having a mastectomy, she decided to have both the breasts done because she would have had a lumpectomy on the other one anyway. And she had a recurrence on the incision line of the one that had, I think it's the one that had the bigger tumours. She had a recurrence, so mastectomy doesn't automatically mean that you're not always looking over your shoulder, worrying, you know. So Dr. Blanchard said from the beginning, lumpectomy and radiation. After she got the results from the the MRI, she said the same thing. After she got the results from the Mayo Clinic, she said the same thing. We're waiting on the genetic testing results, which should be back at the end of this week, but the lady who gets them isn't back at work until next Tuesday, a week from today. And since she thinks, Dr. Blanchard says, the likelihood of me being positive for that is low, this would probably be the best option. No, she says this is the best option because she's into tissue preservation. But if it comes back positive, then I guess there's no thinking about it. Instead of it being 2.5% risk, it goes up to 65%. So yeah, that's, yeah. Anyway, again, knock on wood. So, sorry to make this a really downy, horrible, just basically cancer video. Other than that, I'll show you my nails. It seems so stupid to do this. Today's nails are brought to you by this colour, which I'd bought before, but I never used. It's the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry Inner Flash, number 115. You can't see it. It's a pearl, a very pale pink pearl. And on top of that, I think I put Pink Glaze by Revlon. And it's very, very pale again. It's got little tiny sparkles in it. Then I put this because this is it says Disco Ball by Sally Hansen again. And it looks like, it's really cute. I mean, it makes them kind of sparkle. You can't really get the effect, but it makes them sparkle. I bought some more colours last week. I can't even see what this says. What the heck? Are you supposed to be able to see what this says? It says Sinful Colours by... who the hell knows? Anyway, it is called Frenzy 922 by... I don't know. By Sinful Colours? I don't know. And then I also got Strobe Light. Oh, that's what I wanted to... that's probably what I'm wearing. No, it's not. I don't know. Anyway, that's Sally Hansen Strobe Light number 200. I also bought Orly number, I don't know, red carpet flash, which is red and so sparkly. And then I bought, oh, this is the one I put on. This is the one I put on, that pale pink thingy in a flash. Then I put on that pink lace, and this is the one I put on. It's called Holographic Pearls. I love it. It just catches the light, and it's so cool. And then on my eyelashes, I've used twice now. Wonderlash. It's very small, but it's very full. It's very, I mean, I have another one that I was using before, and it kind of makes your eyelashes thicker, grow out thicker or longer. But it seems like it's very little. This one has tons and tons inside it. But you've got to be careful when you're applying it, because if any goes in your eyes, it kind of stings. Kind of like those drops that I use that are refreshed because they're minty. Anyway, that's that for the nails. But I have so many colours. Oh my god, so many colours. Okay, the reason why, I love my hair. I've got to say, I really love my hair. I don't want to have to lose it. You know, it's a sacrifice that you have to make for your health in some cases, but I really love my hair. But look how long it is. It's so freaking long. Oh, I went outside to get something. And my kids are like, what are you wearing? I'm wearing... It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I'm wearing leggings with a built-in skirt that are bright cherry red, like this colour red. Isn't that awful? And they were like, no, no, don't go outside in that. No, because they're so red. And I was wearing a blue top, long sleeve blue top, grey, this grey thing underneath that was sticking out. It was so like that. Don't go outside. Anyway, that's it. Sorry, this has gone on long, and it's depressing about the, you know, breast cancer thing. Well, thanks for watching, and after my thing tomorrow, I might do another video to see if I've made any decision. Oh god, my hair. But thanks for watching. Thumbs up the video if you liked it. That seems so stupid. Subscribe, share, blah 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 blah. Like if you like the nail varnish. And I'll see you next time. Bye.